Do you feel like you've tried everything to help your child's behavior, but nothing seems to work? Have you been told that there's something wrong with them? They have ADHD, ODD, DMDD, and the list goes on. And you've been left feeling hopeless, wondering if there's any way to truly reach this little genius spirit of yours? It's exhausting, isn't it? The endless battles, power struggles, arguments, not to mention the doctors, the therapy, the medication, and still nothing seems to work. I'm going to share a story with you today of one of our clients. Her name's Rachel, whose son has been heavily medicated since the age of 5. He's now 14. He's gone to alternative schools. He's been heavily medicated. He's been going to therapy until it ended up with 9 times in and out of jail, court, lawyer fees, and nothing left to do but to cry and pray to God, just like I did back in 2011. My name's Bonnie Liotta. My husband and I are champions of these little genius spirits, and we're here to help guide you to the joyful side, the peaceful side, the loving side of parenting. And yes, it does exist. Now I need my glasses. Just hang on. My name is Rachel, and I'm a mom of 3 from Houston, Texas. My youngest, Clayton, was diagnosed with ADHD, ODD, and DMDD at a young age. He was heavily medicated, struggled in school, and his behavior spiraled out of control. He was bullied, then became the bully, and by 14, he was in and out of alternative school, jail, and court. Nothing worked. More medication, therapy, even sending him to live with his dad. I was exhausted, desperate, and at my breaking point. One day, while crying in my bathroom, I prayed for an answer. The next day, I found Bonnie Leota on TikTok. I joined their 90-day parenting challenge and later the 1-year mentorship, which changed everything. It wasn't easy. I had to unlearn everything I thought I knew about parenting. But once I did, Clayton transformed. He now does school at his own pace, takes responsibility at home, and earns his own money. We have peace, cooperation, and a relationship I never thought possible. I'll never be able to thank Bonnie and Thomas enough. If my story can help even one parent find hope, I'd love to share it. And I'd like to add to her story that Clayton is no longer on medication. He no longer goes to therapy. He's not in an alternative school. All of these things that we've been told about our children are not true. Now, I do believe that everybody's doing the best that they can with what they know. But when you really think about it, the Bible says in Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, that we were created in the image of God. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. So when I was going through the exact same thing with my own children 14 years ago, I just always wondered in my heart, like, something's got to be off the mark. My kids can't be broken. In fact, I fought the system for 6 years when my oldest son was diagnosed with ADD in grade 1, which they now call ADHD, but he wasn't hyperactive. Just the fact that the textbooks about child behavior disorders are changing year after year after year has to tell us that they're guessing. Here's an aha moment that I've had throughout this entire journey. If you've been studying today's type of parenting, this whole gentle parenting, attachment parenting, balanced parenting, we're being told to set boundaries, to tell our children no to things that are important to them, but then to validate their emotions. It's okay to have feelings, little Timmy, but I won't let you hit. And then we're being told that we need to be their emotional regulator because their frontal cortex doesn't develop till they're 25 years old. Have you ever wondered why parents 100 years ago and beyond didn't need to know about the emotional frontal cortex? Have you ever wondered why all of a sudden we need a psychology degree to just raise children? It's because the parenting methods that we're being taught today are completely backwards and very disempowering. As a human being, just like everything else, we're kind of like a battery. We have negative and positive within us, and so do our children. Yes, we all have anger and happiness. We all have fear and faith, love and hate. But I want you to imagine being an 18-month-old toddler, just a little tiny human being with a parent who's been taught to follow you around, to correct your behavior in the moment, to set boundaries, to teach you what no means, to tell you that every action that you take without knowing any life skills is wrong or bad in some way. Can you see how we can miss natural milestones of growth, natural milestones of transitioning life skills from mother to daughter, from father to son? So as we tell our children no, and they have meltdowns because they have no vision in their mind of how to make things show up in their life without you, and then we validate their emotions, well, what we're doing then is we're actually giving energy to this negative victim type of spirit that lives inside of them. And if a child has a meltdown and we give in to that child and they get their own way even one time, what is the child learning? Share with me in the comments. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that they're learning their lesson on how to be solution-oriented and goal-oriented and how to follow a plan and follow directions so that they can achieve their goal? Or do you think that by setting boundaries, telling your child no, and then validating their emotions when they have a meltdown and being there, hugging them and giving them massive amounts of attention during a meltdown is actually feeding the fire of this negative energy that lives inside of them? Share with me in the comments below, because I tell you what, we've now worked with hundreds and hundreds of children. We have dozens and dozens of case studies, hundreds of testimonials that guiding a child proactively with the intention of helping this little genius spirit reach their goals is way more effective than coming in, correcting behavior in the moment, and being your child's warden. But here's the truth. Faith without action is dead. Do you have the ability to believe in the potential of your child, even though the doctors and the therapists are telling you there's something wrong with them? Do you feel in your soul that what I'm speaking to you right now is the truth? Jesus said you will know the truth when you hear it, and the truth will set you free. I want you to imagine just for a moment that you have the tools to help your child transform into the best version of themselves. Imagine for a moment you get up in the morning and your house is quiet because your kids are doing what they're supposed to be doing without even being asked.
Came home from work today. Good job, Clayton.
Imagine your child doing well in school because they've developed the inner confidence in themselves that they need to succeed. ADHD, ODD, DMDD, ASD, PDA, no label defines your child of who they really are. You don't have to stay stuck, hopeless, exhausted, and overwhelmed. There is a better way. If this hits you in the soul somewhere and you can feel that there's truth to it, I want to encourage you to look for the links below in the description, get registered for the masterclass, join our free VIP list, get yourself some life-changing resources, and give yourself and your child a chance for a brighter future. And if you're not ready for that and you need to hear a little bit more, just click over here to learn how to stop temper tantrums in their tracks right now.